Evening all, here and here, back with another weekend preview podcast. Um, Thanks for joining me firstly on the back of what was a decent renewal of the Derby and the Oaks last weekend. Obviously disappointing not to get either winner. The closest we got was third with Desert Flower in the Oaks, but Nightwalker disappointed in the Derby. We did have the one winner put up on the podcast, though, which was Storm Impact for Richard Fahey in the 3-year-old dash, which was decent, 7-1, so not too bad at all. This week's a bit of a tricky weekend to get a gist of, to be honest. There's quite a few trappy little races that are running this weekend. Obviously, we got Royal Ascot next week, so it's a bit of a minefield, but we're going to dig through it. We've got 7 races to cover, 4 from York, 2 from Sandown, and 1 from Chester. So starting up at York, and first the 150, the Macmillan handicap over 7 furlongs, where Dancing Darcy is favourite for Ian Williams at 5-1. There's 2 in this race that I like though, looking down the betting. You're probably going to get 4 places on the day, so worth an each way play for sure. The first one is Yennefer for Harriet Bethel, and Oisin McSweeney will take the ride. He's rode it and won on this horse previously. Was 7th in the race last year, has a decent record at the track. He's actually only £2 now higher than his last winning mark, so definitely off a workful mark, and could be worth an each way play at around 12-1. The other one that I give a squeak to is a bigger price, and that is Glenfillan for Michael Dodds. Connor Beasley will take the ride. Hasn't done too badly this season, did alright. Is now actually back down to his last winning mark, and both his last winning runs have come over this trip. So could go close, bear in mind as well. But like I said, very trappy race. The fact that it's 5-1 the field, you get, like I said, I think it's about 17, 18 runners in the race. Well, worth looking around for a decent each way value, and that's why I've given you 2 in Yennefer and Glenfillan, both at 12s and 25s respectively currently. Obviously, I won't be putting them up at those prices. I will be taking prices on Saturday morning if I do happen to back them. The next race we move on to is the 225, is the Queen Mother's Cup for Lady Amateur Riders, over 1 mile 4. The favourite here is Born Ruler, which will be ridden by Gina Andrews for Sir Mark Prescott, at 4-1. Like I said, 4-1 the field again, another really trappy race. The one I come down on is Saratoga Gold for the Frost stable. Actually running this race 2 years ago and was going alright when unseating coming down the straight, when trained then by Charlie Hills. Since moving to the Frost stable has been a bit of hasn't really settled or hasn't really done much, to be honest, but was 3rd over course and distance here last time, which was a very positive improvement. And I think that coming back to this course over the distance at a track that he's ran it well before, in a race which, with Lady Amateur Riders, you're not 100% sure how it's going to go on. Obviously, most of these riders wouldn't have ridden these horses before, so it's a bit of a very trappy race. And the fact that the Frosts are together, I believe that his daughter has rode this horse before in a race, so could be a decent each way play. You're likely to get 4 places in the race, and currently best priced 11-1. Saratoga Gold would be for me. And then we move on to the 3 o'clock, the Ebor Grand Cup Stakes, where Absurd is favourite, currently best price 7-4, with obviously for Willie Mullins, Danny Tubbo in the plate. And obviously he won the Ebor itself a couple of years back, and obviously comes here with very strong claims. But I like the chances of the second favourite, which is Asakib of Andrew Boldens. James Doyle will take the ride. Was 4th in a race over this course and distance in a Group 2 last time out at the Dante meeting, where they finished in kind of a heap. He finished 4th of 5, but they finished kind of in a heap. They were all in with a chance to turn out at the final furlong pole, and he just got outrun in the end of the race. Drops here into obviously Group 3 status here, where obviously he won a Group 3 last year. beating Al Kareem who reopposes. Obviously, I think a reproduction of that fourth that he produced last time out could certainly see him in the mix here. And 3-1, actually 11-4 best price currently. I think he's got a hell of a chance. Obviously, Absurd will be coming here fresh-ish off the back of his hurdles form. And obviously, we all know Willie Mullins does with flat horses. But I believe take this sort of bold in horse, and he probably will be one of my stronger bets of the weekend. And we move on to the sprint handicap at 335, the Macmillan sprint handicap over 6 furlongs, where Double Rush is favourite for Charlie Hills and Shane Foley. It's 9-2 favourite in the green colours. Obviously, Shane Foley's retained rider for him, comes over from Ireland for the ride. But I fancy one, and quite a big price to be honest. I wasn't expecting this to be such a big price, but 22-1 for Diligency for Clive Cox and Saffy Osborne. Now, anybody knows me knows when it comes to sprinters, Clive Cox is the first place I look for. Obviously, one of the trainers I love to follow, and it's the fact that this lad won a Class 2 novice race of a course and distance last August. Throws him right in the mix. He was a decent second on reappearance up at Chester behind Hammer the Hammer, who is a very progressive horse going places, and likely to see him next week at Royal Ascot. And I think Diligency, I think at 22-1, that's a ridiculously big price for this horse. And I think he should go very, very close. If reproducing that form that we see him with the novice win here. I know there's a few very unexposed types in here, but Clive Cox knows how to get one ready. Saffy will ride. She rode the horse last time at Chester. I think he's got a really, really big chance. And then we move over to Sandown for the 2 races at Sandown. First we're covering is the Megan Nichols blog handicap over 1 mile, where Theory of Everything for David O'Mara and Ross O'Ryan is favourite at 4-1 off the back of a decent run of Haydock last time out. I quite like Urban Sprawl in here though, who hasn't really done a lot wrong. And it's slowly but surely going up the handicap by finishing in the placing. He's run twice at Newmarket this season with decent big handicaps, so he's finished 3rd and 4th respectively, and he was 3rd again at York a couple of weeks ago in a decent handicap as well. And I just think he deserves to get his head in front. Both his wins have come over this trip, and I think we would be in it. Charlie Johnson horse, Billy Lockname will take the ride. If he does happen to get a chance to get out in front and dictate, you know what these Johnson horses are like. If they get the chance to dictate, they're very difficult to pass. And I think currently best price 14-1. I think he'd be a decent each way play in this race. And then the second race that I'm going to cover is the Scurry Stakes over 5 furlongs for the sprinters, where Star of Memas is a favourite at 5-2 for Richard Hughes and Ryan Moore. But I'm going to absolutely butcher this, Coptus Kaza of the Crisfords, with Harry Davis on board. Has a bit to find with the favourite, obviously finished a length behind him up at Ayr last time, but has decent form in the book, has already racked up 3 wins already. Is a sprinter, definitely on the progress. Obviously he's got to progress again to go past Star of Memas, but I think he can do it, and I think he looks a decent price at 7-2. And then the final race I'm going to cover is the 320 up at Chester, where we currently is the Labrix handicap over 7 furlongs, where currently Joint Seat is favourite at 4-1 for Holly Doyle and Andrew Baldwin. Obviously Baldwin also has a very good record up at Chester, but the horse I like in here is Mayday Alone of Michael Bells, who comes here currently best price 14-1. She's actually outside the handicap currently, but I think it's only a pound outside the handicap. I think she's got a decent squeak in here. Disappointed last time out at Epsom when finishing last, but drops back to 7 furlongs. The rain we've got coming in will be a plus to her, and she didn't run too badly at the course last time she came in when she finished 2nd. But I think she could run a decent race at a decent price, around 14-1 currently. So that's all the races covered for the weekend. A couple of best bets that I have currently. Obviously, all my horses that I select will be put up on my Telegram page on tomorrow evening. If you haven't joined already, I will post the link in the description on Twitter with the video. And the two best bet selections, firstly in the Ebor Grand Cup, I'm going to go with Asaki for the Balding Stable, currently best price 11-4. I won't be taking that price. We'll see what price we get Saturday morning when we get best odds. And the other one is in the 335, the Sprint Handicap. We're going to go with Diligency for Clive Cox. 22-1 is far too big, and I'm likely to see, looking at the size of it, he may get 4, even 5 places on the day. He's definitely going to run into the frame. I think he's far too big at 22-1. So they're currently my best 2 bets currently for this video. Thank you for listening. Obviously, I will put all my selections up tomorrow evening along with everything else. If you can please like and subscribe to the channel, that would be brilliant. I'm also going to offer a new thing that I'm going to start now, because I'm a Jumps fan. Everybody knows that. I'm linked with Cheltenham born and bred, and I will be going to the November meeting. Now, I've had a bit of an idea, and it's just to get people involved, people interested, especially if you're wanting to go to the November meeting. If you like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join my Telegram, and then drop in the comment your nap of the 7 races. If your nap happens to win, and you're wanting to come to Cheltenham, then I will put you in the group, which I can get money taken off. So every nap that wins from every video moving forward until Cheltenham, you'll get £1 taken off of your ticket for Cheltenham. So if I think the ticket's currently around £25, so obviously you're going to find 25 winners, but there's going to be plenty of videos to go around. So very easy, just simply like, subscribe to the channel, put your nap in the comments along with Cheltenham, and then just join my free Telegram page, and we can go from there. But thanks again for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope we can find a few winners. I will be back on Sunday with the day 1 for Royal Ascot. We're going to have a day-by-day videos for Royal Ascot. I think that's the easiest way of doing it. And I hope you all have a good day tomorrow. Obviously, we got York, Chester and Sandown again tomorrow, as well as Saturday. And to all, happy punting and best of luck, guys.